Okay, it's time to now call upon our first speaker for today, Mr. Jasminder Khanna, who would talk to the students about the virtue of academics. Jasminder Khanna is an eminent educationist with a strong passion in education. Jasminder hails from a science background, but his interest in education grew when he started working in a vocational and learning center in the Mest Woodlands in the UK. Jasminder firmly believes in transforming lives through education, and he spends most of his time with young students from varied backgrounds, providing them advice and guidance on further and higher education in most parts of the world. Jasminder believes that education is not received, it is achieved. Having tried his hands on various segments of the UK education industry, Jasminder is currently one of the directors and the senior consultant in Edify Overseas, a leading multinational education brand. With a huge round of applause, can we please have on stage Mr. Jasminder Khanna.
Good morning, everyone. Can you all hear me? Yes. Can you all at the back hear me? Yes. A warm welcome to you all. Good afternoon, and thank you for coming here today. Good afternoon to our Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Ashok Babu Jadhav, and to our guest speakers, our faculty members, and most importantly, our students here today. So we see all the future of the hospitality industry sitting in the auditorium. Welcome once again. Now, why have we gathered here today? Right, we've gathered here today to discuss your future options. Most of you are currently in your second year or final year of hotel management degree, and very soon you'll be walking out of your college with a degree in your hand and looking for options. Now, what are these options? We are here to tell you today. Now, I'm going to start a little bit about what is hospitality. Now, hospitality doesn't really have one specific definition. You ask someone what is hospitality, everybody's got their own definition for it. I've been in Mumbai for the last 28 days. I've managed to go around some 42, 43 colleges. I've met a lot of faculty members, placement coordinators, principals, course directors, head of departments. And everybody that I've been asking what is hospitality, I'm getting a different answer. And what I've managed to gather, and I've managed to put together a calculative definition of hospitality. For me, hospitality is a lot of patience minus your ego multiplied by 100% passion. That is hospitality. You've got to kill your ego. You've got to have a lot of patience. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Now, we've got guest speakers today. We've got Ajay Chopra. We've got Mr. Harpal Singh Soki, who will be guiding you through about pursuing careers in kitchens. We've got Alan DeMello from the hotel background. He's a hotelier himself, a very interesting storyteller as well. Alan will be telling you more about jobs from the hospitality, from the hotel line. We've got Pooja Dhingra. Now, Pooja is one of the most successful young entrepreneur in the hospitality industry today. She's not very old, but she is running a business by the name of Love 15 in Mumbai. We've got Prabjot Bedi, who runs a company called Eclat Hospitality. Prabjot comes from hospitality recruitment background, so he's going to tell you about everything that you need to enter the industry, to enter jobs, right from your CV making or your cover letters or whatever the skill set that you need to enter the industry. Again, a warm welcome to all our guest speakers, our students. Now, I'm going to ask a question. How many of us aim to be chefs? How many of us aim to be chefs, or do you see yourself working in kitchens in the future? Right, I see 50% of the hands going up. Right, we've got a good audience. Right, I can see still some empty chairs. There's still people waiting outside to enter. Right, now we're all here to see what our future options are. But then, I'm here to talk about academics today. I've been asked to talk about academics. I'm an educationist myself. And as I said, I've been in Mumbai for the last 28 days, and I've met a lot of people from the industry, And I've been asking about the academics. Where does the academic in the hospitality industry stand? Because I somewhere feel that academics is the base root of any industry. This is where the human resource is produced. And somewhere in the hospitality industry today, the academics, I would say there are some gaps in the academics that need to be addressed and that need to be filled. Now, what are these gaps? What gaps are we talking about today? The gaps that I'm talking about are the regular changes in the syllabus, are the regular changes in the curriculum of the hospitality academics. Now, when we compare our academics to the western part of the world, we see certain gaps. We see our curriculum is not quite regularly updated. We are not quite at par with the pace of the industry. And this is a place where we all gather today. We have the guest speakers from various segments of the industry. We have the faculty members. We have the students. And this is a place where I thought it's a good idea to address the gaps in the industry and discuss how we can overcome these gaps. Now, with the introduction of FDI, now our government has introduced 100% FDI in hospitality. And what has this done? How has this changed our standard of living? Everything that we see around us today is a foreign brand. There used to be a time when we used to get happy eating a vada pav or a cutting chai. What makes us happy today? A coffee from Starbucks or a burger from McDonald's or some foreign food, or maybe go to Pizza Express. What has brought this change in us today? What is influencing our psychology today? Is it the foreign players? Is it foreign brands coming into India changing our psychology? I'm sure all you students, you spend a lot of time going to cafe coffee days and Starbucks and Costa coffees. This never used to happen 15 years ago. This was not the case 15 years ago. I mean, when I used to go to school, we had a little Irani hotel next to our school, and we used to go there early in the morning, order a cutting chai, and we used to have a cutting chai, 1 rupee 50 paise, and that's all we used to have. And that was the best tea in the world, and that is still the best tea for me today. But then, when I come to Mumbai now, I want to have a meeting, or I want to see someone, okay, let's meet in Starbucks, let's meet in Costa Coffee, let's spend some time there. What has brought this change in us today? This is the Western hospitality coming to India, the Western brands coming to India. Now, what do these Western brands expect out of you guys? Obviously, you are the human resource. You're the ones who are going to run these brands in the future. The people can only come here, they can invest the money, they can set it up, but they leave it to you guys to run the chains. And what sort of skill set are they really looking for? Is a academic at par with the need of the industry today? Are we confident that we're producing the right human resource that the industry needs today? We're not sure. I've been talking to a lot of faculty members, and they've come up, they've all addressed the little problems to me, and I've been going around asking them, what are the solutions? What are the solutions around these problems? How can we fix these problems? How can we address these problems? And I've had varied answers. I've had answers from left, right, center. Someone's told me, cut the number of colleges down because there's too much of manpower at the moment, too much of man force. Cut the number of colleges down, the man force will come down, the salaries would go up. Is that a practical solution that we're talking of today? Again, we're talking of internships. By the time you get into your second year or your third year, it's your time to go to a hotel, work for 4 months, 6 months. Somewhere, I see a student passing out from his 12th standard, passing his HSC, and you get into an education dilemma. What next? You've got various options. You've got pharmacy, biotechnology, IT, hospitality, BMS, BMM, all sorts of graduate options. And luckily, you all chose the hospitality. You all chose the hospitality industry, and hence you're all here today. And after your 3 years of degree, then you get into another dilemma. What next? That is called the career dilemma. What do I choose from here? Do I join my family business? I go for higher education. I do an MBA. I go for a job. I go abroad and probably do a master's course there or do an MBA there. What do I do from here? And a lot of students are confused. I mean, the statistics show that 89% of students are confused when it comes to taking up careers. They do not know what to take. And I somewhere feel that the academics should play a very important role in defining careers. When we see the western part of the world today, we go to Europe, we go to US, we see a lot of hospitality degrees, specialized degrees, design. When we come to Mumbai, when we see in India, we only have one degree, which is BSc Hotel Management. Why don't we have specialized degrees today? Or why don't we have specialized modules by the time the students get into the third year, where they get a chance to choose their path? They can at least decide, they can narrow down on something and say, this is what I want to take up for my future. Why don't we have this? I mean, we all realize this. The faculty members sitting at the back of the auditorium, we all realize this. Why are we not doing something about this? I ask a student, what's the problem? He says, it's the college. I ask the college, what's the problem? The college says it's the university. I ask the university, what's the problem? They say it's the state government. I ask the state government, they say it's the central government. And who's the victim of all this? The helpless student. And the student doesn't know what's going on in New Delhi or in the central cabinet. But he is somewhere becoming a victim of a poor, I wouldn't say poor, or say not very well structured education system today. And when we say IT, or when we talk of biotechnology, we talk of pharmacy, we have specialized degrees today, we have postgraduate options today. Why don't we have the same things in the hospitality industry? Why don't we have something called as MSc hospitality management, or maybe a postgraduate diploma? Why does our education end at the bachelor's level, at a graduate level? Do our students not deserve to do a master's degree in hospitality? And this is the question I would like to ask the university or the state government, that why are we not coming up with something like this? I was here a couple of years ago, and I was talking to the reputed principals at a college in Mumbai, and I said, why don't we have a master's degree in hospitality, sir? I said, Jasminder, we're working on that, hopefully we should have it soon. And it's been 2 years, and I met him this time again. I said, sir, any updates? He said, we should have it soon. The answer is still the same after 2 years. And what's happened in these 2 years? We're writing the syllabus, we're writing the curriculum, things are being done at their own pace. And again, who's becoming a victim of all this? Is it our students again? Now, this is a debatable issue. A lot of principals have come back to me saying, do we actually need a master's degree? Does hospitality need a qualification at a postgraduate level? Because the students have 3 years of education, they do a bachelor's degree, and then they proceed towards employment, and the hands-on training is what they want. The hands-on training is what they want to excel in their career. But there is a good percentage of faculty who is in favor of a postgraduate qualification today. And in all this debate between whether we should or we shouldn't, again, there's been a massive delay in having a degree today, and hence a lot of our students who want to do masters in hospitality or tourism management or events management decide to travel abroad. Why can't we stop them and offer them something in our own country at an affordable cost? Hospitality industry, as far as I've researched, as far as the information that I've gathered by talking to people, this is an industry which attracts students from middle class families. You wouldn't see a lot of students from affluent families taking up hospitality as an education option. Why is that so? I've been trying to think about this, and I've also spoken to a couple of students who are doing BMS or MBA. They come from affluent families. I said, why not hospitality? And I got an answer from one of the parents, a very interesting answer. He said, "Mujhe apne bete ko bawarchi nahi banana." Is this the perception that we have for hotel management today? Or is this the perception that we have for hospitality? I think this is somewhere the parents need to get up and take hotel management and hospitality as a degree. It's a full-fledged degree, it's an occupation, and people have done well. You've got some people sitting in the auditorium right between you, and you can see by the name, the fame they've earned for themselves, and they have been a part of this industry. Again, one thing that we've noticed, I was talking about internships. The student passes the 12th standard, very excitedly he sees Ajay Chopra on screen, or he sees Sanjeev Kapoor on screen, and he thinks to himself, I want to be the next master chef of India. I want to be the next super chef. I want to be the next Sanjeev Kapoor. And very excitedly, a student takes up a hospitality degree, a hotel management degree. And the excitement is there till halfway through the course. And somewhere in the second half of the course, that excitement starts reducing, the excitement is starting to lose somewhere. Where is this excitement going? I'm not from this background. I haven't studied hospitality. I may be wrong, but this is all the information I've gathered, talking to students, talking to faculty members, talking to principals. Where is this excitement going by the end of second year? Internships. I got the answer from the crowd. Internships. The excitement is being lost in the internships. What is happening in the internships? People are made to work extra number of hours within the same salary. Salary, coming to the salary. Okay, let's talk about money. Money is very important. Let's talk about money. How much does an intern get paid? Right. Okay, this is right. 1,000 rupees a month, 2,000 rupees a month, 3,000 rupees a month. Do you think that is right? I'll stop at 2,000. I'll stop at 2,000. Okay, I'll stop at 1,000. Right. Do you think that is even enough for your travel and your mobile bill? What are we doing about this? Are we addressing this problem to our colleges, and are our colleges addressing this problem to the industry? This is an initiative. I went around some colleges and I saw the faculty members. They are very concerned about internships. They monitor their students regularly. They visit their workplaces. They look after them. But the basic root problem, when we talk of salary, I'm not blaming the colleges for anything, but the basic root problem of salaries or extra number of hours is still acceptable. That's a part of every industry. You talk to a financial analyst, you talk to an investment banker, sometimes they sleep in the banks, they sleep in the offices. Extra number of hours is a part of every industry. But I think salary is something that we're discussing today. The salaries certainly need to go up, and I think our students deserve more. They're highly skilled, they've invested 2 years of their life in hospitality education, and I think they deserve a lot more than what they offered. Thank you. So that internship is somewhere being lost by the end of the second year. By the time the student is returning from his internship to the college, he starts questioning himself. Did I take the right course? Am I in the right industry? Or should I have taken some other course? He starts doubting himself. He starts doubting his decisions. And who do we blame for this? Again, the blame game will be on forever. It will go on from the students to the colleges, to the government, to the university, and so on. But then what is happening? What are we doing about it? I'll tell you where this all convention idea started. I was at Sapphire's College. Do you have any students from Sapphire's here? I was at Sapphire's College and I was in a meeting with Dr. Anila Verghese, the principal at Sapphire's. And I was working with another department at the college. I was working with the fashion department. We were trying to get them affiliated with the foreign institute. And somewhere during the conversation, Dr. Anila Verghese mentioned to me that, Jasminder, you'll be surprised to know that there is no postgraduate qualification available in hospitality. There's nothing offered in hospitality. And we went on discussing this, and the idea struck my mind. I said, we should do something about this. And as an educationist, yes, we all work hard to make money in the end of the day. We all go to the office, spend our day, come back in the evening, tired. Why are we doing this? We all want something at the end of the month. We want something coming into a bank account end of the month. But then somewhere I feel it also becomes a responsibility as a part of the industry to give something back to the society. And that is where this idea of convention struck me. And I said, we've got to address these problems, but to address these problems, we need to gather everybody under one roof. We want the faculties, we want the students, we want the management, and so that we can openly discuss our problems today. And once we have a date, we have some statistics, we have something to back up, we can approach the higher authorities for a change. And I'm sure you will all back me today, because I've taken this initiative to give you a better life, a better earning, and a better future. And I expect a lot of support from you. I was talking about the foreign chains. The foreign chains coming into India, these people have a lot of money, trust me. These foreign companies, they have billions and billions of dollars to invest in the infrastructure. When they have billions of dollars to invest in the infrastructure, don't forget they have billions of dollars to research on your psychology. They spend a good amount of money to research on Indian psychology before launching their brand in India. They see what influences an Indian psychology, an Indian mind. And they very well know what works in India. They give a bottle of a drink to a Bollywood star, and the Bollywood star comes on the TV, and then you have 10 lakh people running to the store to buy the same bottle. This is what works in India. This is a normal psychology that we all follow. Hence we see all the cricket stars, we have got the Bollywood stars coming on TV. This is all, this happens, we've got to accept this. But these foreign chains are somewhere influencing our mentality, taking away our money, and where is this money going? This money is going abroad. Are we benefiting from this money? Is our economy benefiting from this money at all? You pay 300 rupees for a cup of coffee in Starbucks. The same coffee you could probably get it for 10 rupees in an Irani cafe. And trust me, the Irani would taste better. I'm not taking any brand name, but then, and that is my opinion, the Irani would still taste better. But then we've got to think, why don't our people, why don't our students, why don't someone from the bench starts something tomorrow and competes with a foreign chain and launches something the same level? You think our academics are producing the right human resource? Are they providing the right infrastructure for the students to go and do something in the future? Why is our academics lagging behind today? I'd like to ask the faculty members, maybe they're more experienced, they've spent a lot of time in the industry. Why are we lagging behind today? And again, it would go on from one person to another, and this would never end. But then I think students, we should all get together as one, as we should all have some sort of unity amongst us, stand and raise your voice against the gaps that we have in the industry today. And this is your chance. We've got feedback forms. Now you all have a notepad with you. You've got notepads in that blue little pouch that's been given to you. At the back of the notepad, there's a feedback form. Now that feedback form is not really about the convention, but it's about your future. Where do you see yourself going? And can I request each one of you to fill that form and drop it in the drop box in the end, so that we have some numbers. We have some numbers to discuss by the end of the convention. Do you all have the notepads? Fine. I wouldn't want you to start filling the forms right now. If you can fill the forms at the end of the convention, drop it in the drop box, and then we will take it from there. We talk about the hospitality industry overall. Do we not have money in the industry? Is there no money in the industry? There is a lot of money in the industry. This is, trust me, it's $1 billion industry today. There's a lot of money in the industry, but then again, just like any other industry, the money is somewhere at the top layer. And where are you guys? You guys are right at the bottom of the layer. You guys are right at the bottom of the pillar. And an average career time that we're looking at to get to the middle or somewhere to the top of the hierarchy is about 10-15 years. Why does a student have to invest 10-15 years of his career to get to the top of the chain? Whereas when we compare this to the other industries, it's probably come down to 5-7 years. We see a lot of young vice presidents. We see a lot of young people on the top of the hierarchy when we talk of the finance industry or when we talk of the biomedical industry today. But why not the hospitality industry? Why does it take you 10 years, 12 years, 15 years to become a GM of a hotel, of a 5-star property? Why can't you be there in 5 years? I think people have achieved that, but then how many are we talking about really? I think it also depends on your dedication, your passion. You got to back yourself. You took a decision a couple of years or 3 years ago You chose this course for yourself, and you got to back yourself. Unless and until you back yourself, the industry is not going to back you. The industry is not going to back you. And the problems will remain as problems. Back yourself, put that faith back in you, push yourself, motivate yourself, give assurance to yourself, yeah, this is the right course I've chosen for myself, and I'm going to excel in my career. And this is kind of passion, this is the kind of dedication I expect from all of you today. We're running short of time. We started 10 minutes late, so I'm not going to take a lot of your time. I'm going to pass on to our next speaker, who is Mr. Alan DeMello, who's going to be talking more about hotels. So guys, I'm going to hand you over to Alan. I would expect you to fill out your feedback forms. Do not forget and submit them in the Dropbox. And I would look forward to see you in the next convention, hopefully very soon, when we have more figures to back us. Thank you very much, and I'll leave you with Alan. Thank you.